morning. We're back in the gym today. It's a run. It's not bad weather. I've just chosen to do it on the treadmill. Today's session is called Rolling 800s, and the entirety of the run is 2.2 miles. For 0.75 mile, it's just an easy conversational run. So I'm just going to plod along. And then for half a mile, I have to speed it up. And then for the next half a mile, I drop it down slightly. And then the rest of it, which I think is another half a mile, is back to being just an easy conversational plodding along. So the idea of this one is to obviously push myself a little bit more rather than just plodding along, a bit more of a tempo to get your legs turning over, I suppose, at a faster pace than what you normally would do. So hopefully we shall get through this in one piece. I've chose to go on the treadmill because if you've watched some of my other videos, when I've done sessions like this, I always seem to struggle as the runner app. How can I explain it? It isn't prompting me, so I'll do the 0.75 miles and then it'll go on to the next bit, so the half a mile. And I'll be running along thinking, gosh, this seems like it's going on for ages. And it's not prompting me to change my pace for the following half a mile kind of thing. Whereas on earlier sessions and things I've done when I was running for like, I don't know, run for 30 seconds, run for a minute, it'd always prompt you and tell you when that's come to a stop and tell you to walk or to change your pace kind of thing. Whereas I've had a few issues recently with a few of the sessions whilst I've been out. And I've kind of messed it up because that prompt isn't there. So it must be just how it's done. So it must be a case of you're supposed to look at your watch and track the distance, and then when you hit certain distance you start pushing it for half a mile or 200 meters or whatever. But this session, after having the last few weeks where I've been a bit, you know, I just feel like I want to do this session. I want it to be like a strong session, well, as strong as I can make it. And I want to get it right. So by going on the treadmill, this enables me to do this because it shows me the distance. So after 0.75 miles, I know then to put the speed up and to push it until I get to 1.25 miles. Then I can drop it down and then push it on that speed level to 1.75 miles. And then the rest to 2.2 miles, I can just slow it right down again. So I just want to have that control around it, which is why I suppose the treadmill's good for that. I don't want to go out with good intentions and then for it to not work out in my ear how I thought it was going to do. And then I mess it up, so I'm not getting the full benefit or the full point of the session, if you know what I mean. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get on the treadmill now. I've set up the fan actually because it's quite humid. It's cloudy outside, but the temperature's going to be getting hotter by the end of the week, up to about 24, 25 degrees by all accounts, which is great for Ireland. My brother who's in the UK, he's saying they're going to have about 30 degrees. A bit too hot for me in this ginger barnet. So yeah, going to get on there and we're going to give it a whirl. So I shall speak to you after this. That was a hot and sweaty one. Whew, gosh. I've just had to have about 10 minutes to myself, stood outside. Absolutely boiling. My knees were even sweating. That's the only downside to being inside. And even though I've got the fan, so stupid, I had it plugged in and switched on. And then I quickly realised that when I press record on this, it cuts off music from playing. And I had my headphones in so I could hear the woman from Strava and also my music playing to motivate me. And of course, with the camera going, like I say, it cuts the music off. So then I had to plug in Alexa, who is up there on a shelf somewhere, which meant unplugging the fan. And I like to run to music, especially when I'm indoors, because when you're staring at a wall, it's not very motivational, is it? When you're outside, you can kind of like just look at the surroundings and, you know, you've got the breeze in your face and it's just nice to be out there. Now, that was tough. I found that hard. By just after halfway, I wanted to die. And I actually took a short walking break. So I did the 0.75 warm up, and then I did the half a mile. I think it was like a 4.7, 4.8 mile an hour, and that's what they tell you to do it at. Oh gosh, and I just, I didn't like it. It was very hard, and I was motivating myself, trying to give myself a good talking to. But as soon as her voice kicked in and was like, you know, drop it down to 4.5 miles an hour, so not much slower. For another half a mile, I had to walk. And I walked, I got my breath back, and then I started up again. You know, is that allowed? Is that not allowed? I don't know. You're going to do what you think is best for you, don't you? There's no shame in taking a breath. I mean, if I hadn't have took a breath, I wouldn't have achieved running at that speed anyway, because obviously I'm not there yet, and we've just got to keep plodding along and trying, haven't we? I suppose the aim of the game is to not plod, is to push yourself when you're doing these types of runs. It's funny, when I was in the UK and I was out with my dad, and we did the 200 metre reps in the park. I think we did 6 of them in total. Jog down and then jog back. It is true that when you are in the company of other people, you do naturally run faster. I suppose when you're on your own, there's no one around you, there's nobody to compete with. Not compete, but I suppose to kind of pull you along, just naturally, without even thinking about it. Whereas you're on your own, and as soon as you start feeling, oh, really lethargic, oh, this is hurting, it's easier to stop. Or it's easier to just, you know, take that back seat and really slow it down. Whereas if you was with a group of people or one other person, then they'll probably carry you along a little bit more. And I did find that when I was out with my dad. So I kind of missed that a little bit. But I can't expect everything to happen overnight, can I? I'm not just suddenly going to go from running 13-minute miling to 10-minute miling. I'm not going to knock 3 minutes off like that. It just takes time, takes the effort, takes the consistency. So there's no point in me sitting here and thinking, oh, I was crap at that. Oh, I had to stop and walk. Next time I might not have to stop and walk. Next time it may be outdoors. Maybe I'll get the hang of the whole just glancing at the watch and thinking, right, you know, or marking it out. Be really kind of, maybe completely mark the route out so I know from which point to which point is X amount of distance. And just do it like that, you know, really prepare. And then I can't fail then, can I? I don't see any of this as failing anyway, because failing was what I was before, where at this precise moment in time, I was probably just sat on my backside inside, or not being a couch potato as in just sat there lazy all day, but not doing anything extra. I mean, we all take care of our houses and, you know, do our cleaning and, you know, tidy up and prep your food and, you know, all the normal stuff. But I wasn't doing anything extra. I was taking the dogs for a walk. But yeah, I was way behind where I am now. So, you know, I'm not failing. I'm winning. Oh, so yes, I'm sweaty, red face. We've got one ticked off. I'm happy. I came in here last night, didn't video it. I just didn't. I was sat on the sofa. It was gone 7 o'clock at night. We'd had a tea. Dave was watching YouTube. We don't watch anything in our house apart from YouTube. We don't like watching just normal TV, you know, with all the crap that's on the reality shows and low budget crap. It's just not us, and we've watched YouTube for years. So he was happily watching something about motorbikes or, I don't know, cycling, backpacking, holidays, things like that. And I just thought, do you know what? I'm going in the gym. So got changed, came in here and did the session, which I've done a few times now, on my arms and my shoulders. I hate my arms. Look, the fat. We've all got it. Or maybe we've not. But yeah, I've just been trying to focus on this and get used to the routine of doing these certain movements and exercises. And I also did some squats with the barbell. Just sat down on that every time I squatted. So I did like 3 sets of 8 reps. Just build up slowly. So I've added something else in now on top of the running and the walking. And the weather, like I say, is going to improve. Don't want to be going out while it's too hot, but I'm thinking it'd be quite nice to get back out on the bike again. Been on it a few times, but it'd be nice to get outside and get on the bike and just kind of build that in, maybe just once a week. For me, more like for pleasure. You know, just going out, taking my time, spending so many hours out there and just getting down these country lanes and seeing what I can see. Stopping off, having a drink, having a little bit to eat while I've took with me. You know, just making like a morning of it or an afternoon of it. Just building that into my routine, because that's then something that I'd look forward to. It's pleasurable rather than it being, oh, it's another form of exercise. You've got to go out and you've got to ride so many miles in so many minutes. Just the fact that I'd be going out and building it into my weekly routine is enough for me, because it's something extra again, which makes you more active. And when you put it all together, changes happen, don't they? Change is what we want. So on that note, I'm going, and the next run is Thursday. Don't know what it is, I've not looked. So that will be a nice little surprise, won't it? So I hope you're all well, and I hope, you know, you're cracking on with whatever is important to you. So training for a certain thing, or just trying to eat healthy, or just look after your whole well-being, whatever it is, just take it a day at a time, because remember, that's all we've got really, isn't it? So look after yourselves, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Good morning. You join me on a beautiful day. Believe it or not, this morning when I woke up, it was dense fog, and the weather has said that it's going to be sunny with cloud, 26 degrees, and I thought, get out early, get it done. But it was that dense you could barely see in front of your face. Then all of a sudden it's lifted, and it's absolutely glorious. So today I'm doing, flies attacking me, sorry, just around 2 miles, and it's a nice flat run with some declines. So I thought I'd be kind to myself. Why it's going to be warm, and it is warm. And I've also I've got running tights on. My shorts are in the wash and I've only got the one pair. So I'm not used to running in the hot tights for a while. So wish me luck, hopefully I don't overheat. So I'm just going to take it easy, listen to some music and see how we get on. So I'll see you in a bit. Oh God, it's hot, guys. Oh gosh, no trip. Not picking my feet up because I'm tired. After about 30 seconds in running, sharp nip on the left of my knee. Bloody horsefly. Tell you what, it made me run faster. Bloody hurt as well. I think I did that first mile in just over 10 minutes. It's super fast for me. I know the terrain's a little bit easier though. Gosh, it's hot though. Nearly back. I slowed it down now. Just gonna jog the rest of the way home. So I'm only just getting back to you. I've probably been back about, 20 minutes. One of our neighbours had just been dropping some eggs off from her own hens, which is very nice of her. So I was just catching up. Gosh, it's hot out there. And honestly, these horseflies, they're on a mission. I swear to God. They came back in from having a chat, sat down outside briefly with Dave. 5 horseflies swarming at us. We've had to come in. So I thought I'd just jump on and give you the lowdown from the run before I go and have a shower. Now, the terrain on that run was flat and downhill. There was some uphill climbs like the helter-skelters at the end, and a few small inclines along the way. But predominantly it was an easier terrain. Is it terrain? An easier run because of the elevation, I suppose. But look at the colour of my face. I'm still bright red. I was still out of breath and dripping with sweat when I got home. So that tells me that I've pushed it. I've worked hard. I've tried. So just because it wasn't running uphill or all completely flat, to me, you know, it's not like you've cheated in any way. It's just the lay of the land, isn't it? And I did do that route today intentionally, thinking, well, I'll see if I can just push myself while, you know, the lay of the land is on my side and get my legs turning over faster. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I've done. And the end result, I just can't believe it. I'll put it on screen. But the end result is saying I did 2.18 miles, average pace, something like 9 minutes to a mile. And you know, the stats don't lie. That's what it says on my watch. And I mean, obviously I'm going to run quicker because, you know, the lay of the land is on my side. And I was very conscious when I was running about how I hold my body. I've been looking at stuff online about, you know, the lean, how you don't lean from your hips and you should try and lean from your ankles and strike the floor kind of midsole. So I've been kind of very conscious about how I actually run and am I helping myself, and you know, am I doing it wrong, am I doing it right? Because you want to do everything that you can do to aid your run so that you can run better and I suppose run more successfully and so that it feels easier, you know, your flow feels well and you're not burning unnecessary energy and all that kind of stuff. So whilst I was coming down these declines, I was making that conscious effort even more so, because I think when you're running down a hill as well, a lot of people tend to kind of like hold themselves backwards, whereas you should lean forward and just go with it and let the hill take you. That's a classic line off my dad. Just let your legs run away with themselves. Make benefit of the declines. So that was always up here today, and that's what I did. So by the time I'd hit the first mile, you know, I thought it was about 10-minute miling, but it's saying 9 minutes something. So that's even better, isn't it? I mean, obviously, I don't want to get in a situation where I'm always running on flat and downhill, because then, you know, when I do go and do park runs and, you know, you end up running in different places, different environments, you're not always going to have that route, are you? So then you'll suddenly start to struggle. But I'm thinking, well, to do that, just to kind of get my running flowing and my running form better, and I thought, well, why not? I'm also thinking I'm just going to go out without the runner app, without anything in my ear apart from my music, and just take myself off to a nice, say, 100, 200 metre slow incline, and just do reps. Run to the top, stride out, and then jog or walk fast back to the bottom, and do about 6 to 8 reps. And then do a slow, easy jog back home. Because, you know, by doing the faster reps and by doing hill strides, you do get fitter faster. It helps your body to deal with lactic acid and processing it and getting used to it. There's lots of benefits. So I'm going to switch things up a little bit. Instead of always trying to stick to some regimented program, and, you know, it's not like I've never ran before. I've been running all my life on and off, so it's not like I've not got a clue. I do have a clue. I do know what I'm supposed to do. And I think the runner app really helps, especially in the early days, thinking about the pace and stuff. I think lately, like I've said in the past couple of videos, I feel like I've becoming a little bit over-obsessed. And it doesn't help when you've got somebody in your ear constantly banging on about your pace and, do you know what I mean, emphasising it and making it even bigger of a thing. Whereas you switch the noise off, just go out there and enjoy it. I switched the noise off then. I didn't have any runner app. It's just something I chose to do. I have a music on, come back, and I feel really upbeat. I mean, it helps that, you know, when I look at the stats, it says I ran faster, but I just feel really upbeat, and I feel like I've took a lot of pressure off myself in that respect. I mean, why am I putting all that pressure on myself? I'm getting out there, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm not sitting on the couch, I'm not being lazy. I'm back in the gym doing strength and conditioning. Dave and I are gonna go out later this week on our bikes just for enjoyment, and I'm out there, I'm being active, and I've changed up who I am, which is the whole intention, you know. Anything else that happens along the way, any park runs, any 10Ks, anything, then, you know, I can just vlog it along for this journal, and I can guarantee to myself that within the next year or year and a half, when I look back, there is going to be a massive difference from that very first video that I put out to where I will be. I mean, I can see that there is a massive difference just now compared to that very first video. And the one thing which will continue to make the changes, and the one thing which has got me to where I am today, you know, physically, losing weight, mentally, mindset, is consistency. That's it. The big C, the good big C. If you are consistent at anything in life, then you will achieve. You might not achieve super fast. You might be slow and steady, but you will always achieve, and you will always learn things along the way. Consistency. That's it, isn't it? If you could tell someone one thing, it's to be patient and to be consistent. So, on that note, I'm gonna go and get a shower and see if we can get rid of this Jerry the Berry face. Go and inspect the bite on my leg, which will be fine for about 2 or 3 days, I reckon. And then it'll start to hurt and swell out like a golf ball. I get really... You see all these? These are... I've got one on my chest. I've got them on the back of my neck, on my shoulders. They are, you know, the tiny, tiny little midges, gnats are they called? That's what they are. And if any come into the house in the day, I mean, they're minuscule. So if Missy and Rufus have been spending all their days outside, and before Missy came in last night, I looked at her through the window and I said, look at Missy, and they was all trying to attack her, all these little midges, these gnat flies. So we had to bat them all off, brush her down before she came in. But I'm pretty sure, see, there's another one there. I'm pretty sure that, you know, some would have come in. And then I go to bed, next to nothing on, because who likes sleeping in pyjamas, especially when it's warm, like being tangled up. So if one of them is just in the bedroom when it gets on me, wake up with an itch, the next minute swollen out, and that's what happens. Must have great blood, or bad blood, depends what they like, I suppose. So yes, on that note, I am going, and the next run is on a Saturday. So I'm not sure if Saturdays will be on this video or not. So if it's not, I just want to say take care, be careful, it's a jungle out there. Because it is a jungle out there, isn't it? Who knows what one day is going to hold to the next. None of us know. So yeah, take care. And I might see you in a minute. If I don't, I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye guys.